Hello friends and welcome back to my channel. My name is Katelyn from Florals.com and welcome to the sweet and simple Valentine's Day card hop. It's been a while since I've made a card, so I'm super excited to be working with these lovely gals today for this hop. Be sure to check out the description down below to know who's next in the hop. A huge thank you to Miranda for putting this together, and a huge thank you for our sponsor of the giveaway for this hop, which is Gale. Be sure to check out all of the details in the description down below for how you can win a gift card to your place of choice. But here in this video, I'm just going to walk you through the products I've pulled out to make this sweet and simple card. I wanted to do something that I've been loving back in November. I love doing it, and it's sort of a scrapbooking technique that I wanted to bring to card making. But to get started, I'm using some Nina Solar Crest white cardstock. If I want simple and sort of like lightweight cards, I use this instead of just 110-pound paper because it stamps well and it still holds up well without being too thick and too heavy to, send out. Or if you're making a bunch of them, it might be more cost effective, so we might want to do that. So I'm cutting it in half, so it's going to be 4 1/4 by 11, then scored at 5 1/2. And I always make two, as I do when you cut an 8 1/2 by 11 paper. Always make two card bases, so you can either make two of the same card, send them to different people, or to donate, and just have them ready to go when you are. So I'm going to take my bone folder and scored them, and then I use it to press the edges firmly down. Now, like I mentioned earlier, very minimal supplies for this particular card. In fact, you could cut it down even more by just using one ink, but this is something anyone can make with any type of stamp for any occasion. It's not super Valentine's Day themed, but I decided to pull out an old stamp set. I'm sure many of you guys also have something very similar. This is one of the very small lawn fawn ones, and it's called Love You Tons, and it's from 2015, and you have a little girl elephant and a little dude elephant, and precious. So I pull those out. You can tell they are well loved, and pull out my stamp block. And I pulled out this specific lawn fawn ink, one, because I got it for the holidays as a gift, and I'm so excited to finally use it. Gray is one of my favorite colors, and this is an actual perfect shade for the type that I like. So pulling that out and using it on this card was exactly what I needed. And these stamps haven't been used in quite some time, so I'm really glad I got to use them and feature them in this hop video. But I'm just going to sort of put them a little bit higher than center so that they can have room beneath them. Like I said, we're going to do a technique that I do on a ton of scrapbooking pages. And if you guys love scrapbooking pages, I'd love if you stuck around because that is what I normally upload, but I love making cards as well. So be sure to make sure you're subscribed if you're not already so that you can see more of my videos throughout the 2021 year. And here I'm going to take the other little elephant and not put them all the way together, although you can line them up that way. I sort of wanted to line up their feet, or at least make them different heights in a way, because it's just super cute. It's like, cute elephants. And if you guys love elephants, you know that the lawn fawn illustrations are so precious. I just love the way they do their animals and critters. Also in the stamp set is obviously the sentiment, which says Love You Tons, and this could work for a friend card, it could work for a card to your parents or to your kids or to your significant other, and I decided to make this one a little bit more bold, so I go in with my VersaFine ink, and this is in the color Onyx, so I can have that dark black contrast on the sentiment line. And like we said, this is a sweet and simple card hop, so I really went simple with the stamping, no coloring involved, but I think some people might find the technique a little bit more obtrusive and a little bit more time consuming than they naturally spend. So here, while I carefully ink up my sentiment, guys, it's been months since I've stamped, so I'm really trying to take it easy and slow here so that I can make sure it's right where I want it and right where I need it. And you'll also notice I might have gotten some smudges on this card, but there's always ways to cover them up. And if you have an adhesive remover, those are like sandpapery, they like really grab onto things. You might be able to just sort of scuff them off instead since they're on that top layer if they're really minor marks. So now that we have the sentiment and the image in place, this is where the fun embellishing begins. That's all we're doing for stamping. I know it's not a lot, and you could do these super quick if you use one ink and a stamp platform, but I wanted to show you guys super simple to do with a just regular stamp block and some inks. I'm taking my ATG gun or any sort of roller adhesive and laying 3 or 4 lines down to sort of create a triangle effect. And I've learned from several different crafters, mainly Sandy Reversky. If you guys haven't checked her out, she does a lot of scrapbooking pages. She does what I call sequin shelves, which is putting down some adhesive, dumping some sequins on and sort of fidgeting with them so it looks like this beautiful cascade of twinkly bits. And I pulled out this Spiegel Mom scrap set, which is adorable. It is super Valentine's Day themed with that aqua and then the pink and the white and the flowers and the hearts. And I don't think I've ever used this sequin mix before, so if you guys are looking for a way to use sequins in a faster manner, I think sequin shelves are a great idea. I've done them with different adhesives before. I really like the idea of tape adhesive, and a very strong adhesive at that, for cards, because obviously they're going through the mail. If this is too bulky, you might want to look for smaller sequins because they won't have as much bulk. This one I don't intend on mailing, so I like that there are very, very large flower sequins, and I just think they are so, so pretty. So here's where I start maneuvering them into place. You'll see I pulled out my tweezers. Whenever I use liquid adhesive as my main adhesive for a sequin shelf, I always use my tweezers, otherwise your fingers will get gummed up pretty quick, and with tweezers it's a lot easier to clean them off than your fingers right off the bat. So here I'm trying to rearrange them a bit. I really like the natural fall that they come with when you dump them out of the bag. Working on top of another surface like a scrap sheet of paper or a craft mat might help you put them back in after. Did I think of that beforehand? No, I didn't, but lesson learned. I could always work on a scrap sheet of paper after so that it's easy to clean up. But here I'm just going to start putting them into place, and at first I dumped off the extra. You want to push them in with your fingers because it is an adhesive that, you know, has to be worked with because it is a flat adhesive. But when working with liquid adhesive, you do have that ability to shift things around a bit more with your tweezers in this case, and it's really, really easy to maneuver them. Whereas with the tape adhesive, it's sort of like what's stuck is stuck, but luckily there's still that malleability to pick some up and reposition them if you wish. But it's kind of hard to tell, and you'll see this in the close-ups at the end, but there are so many different size sequins in this mix, which is perfect for a sequin shelf, especially if you're doing liquid glue, because you don't want too many areas that have glue on them to be exposed, because you'll have that either shiny or colored opaque white look because of the dried glue that doesn't have anything on top of it. Whereas in the tape instance that we're using here, you could always substitute those extra tiny small spots with a glitter. It's a great way to take up extra space on these glue shelves and these sequin shelves. Just add in a little bit of glitter, or if your sequin mix has really tiny ones like this one does, has these really, really micro hearts in it that I was able to fidget around and get into place and make work. But I really love this color scheme. I love that it has hearts in it, perfect for Valentine's Day, of course, but it could also just be an ordinary love card. And like I said, this technique can be done with a bunch of different things. And to add to I wanted to really build out the shape here, so I end up using my Nuvo adhesive to add a couple more dots of adhesive to really round out that shape to make it more of a triangle that I was going for. And I end up capping the bottom of it off with 3 hearts. So I thought that was a cute idea to just make it extra Valentine's Day-ish. But it still has an organic feel with the different colors and shapes that come along with this particular sequin mix from Spiegel Mom Scraps. But that is practically it for this card. I had a ton of other ideas I wanted to do, but I really don't need that many Valentine's Day cards this year. I have some left over from last year, so that's another thing I have to do is mail these out. So this is your reminder, if you're watching this, make sure you're making and mailing out your Valentine's Day cards before the day comes so that your family and friends can get them in the mail. But here are the close-ups. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Super simple, super easy, great one to sort of just do all at once. You can do multiple really easily. Be sure to check out the links down below. And again, a huge thank you to Miranda for putting this together and to Gale for sponsoring us with a $25 gift card to a place of your choice. But be sure to enter down below and let me know what you think in the comments down below of this card. Have you done sequin shelves or anything of the sorts? Love a good sequin myself. But thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you next time. Bye!